Liray woke up 10 minutes before her bioluminescent chamber bathed the room in soft light. She considered trying to savor those last few minutes of rest, but her excitement made sleep impossible. Today was monumental. The Interstellar Accord was convening to discuss the newly detected sentient species from the far-off world of Novus Terra. These beings, known as Terrans, had recently achieved interstellar travel, a milestone that typically preceded first contact. Liray was the chosen liaison for such encounters, representing the Eldar species, tall, ethereal beings with opalescent skin that glowed faintly in dim light. She was over 8 feet tall, and her limbs, both upper and lower, were slender but strong, ending in 3 dexterous fingers. As she prepared for the day, she inhaled deeply through the delicate gills along her neck, absorbing the ionized oxygen that was essential for her species. Liray dressed in her ceremonial attire, a flowing robe woven from the silk of crystal spiders, its patterns shifting subtly with her movements. Liray's reflection in the mirror revealed her large, golden eyes, slit-pupilled and radiant, set against her smooth, ivory skin. She meticulously adjusted the bio-veil that served as a universal translator and ensured her sensory tendrils were neatly coiled behind her ears. Her hair, a cascade of silver threads, was braided intricately and adorned with small, luminescent stones. She gathered the data orbs containing everything the Accord had learned about the Terrans, still a patchwork of fragmented observations and intercepted communications. Despite the limitations, she had studied their culture and language diligently, eager to make a strong first impression. After ensuring her appearance was immaculate, she deactivated the alarm, not wanting it to disturb her quarters during her absence, and made her way to the skybridge that would transport her to the council chamber. As she walked, several attendants nodded respectfully. Liray acknowledged them with a slight smile, though she inwardly longed for the simplicity of anonymity. The skybridge hummed softly as it carried Liray through the expansive corridors of the Eldar capital, eventually depositing her at the Grand Council chamber. Already present were 2 other liaisons, Alien, a floating sphere of pure energy from the Luma species, and Threx, a towering, armored being from the Glaxians. Alien's energy field pulsed with a soft, rhythmic glow as they greeted Liray with a series of harmonic tones that conveyed a warm welcome. Liray, the dawn shines brightly upon us. Alien's tones translated through her bio-veil, capturing the poetic essence of their greeting. Threx, his voice a deep rumble through the translator, nodded in acknowledgement. Liray, today will be a day of significance, he said, his tone conveying the gravity of the situation. Liray returned their greetings, her heart swelling with anticipation as the 3 of them prepared to discuss the day's proceedings. The Accord's decision had to be unanimous, but given the Terrans' proactive communication efforts, Liray was optimistic. The council session commenced with the Eldar Prime addressing the assembly. The discussion on whether to initiate contact with the Terrans was brief, with most representatives expressing enthusiasm for the new species. The Terrans had been sending signals into the void, apparently seeking contact with other civilizations, which was seen as a positive indicator of their openness to peaceful relations. Liray, Alien, and Threx were assigned the mission of making first contact. As the meeting adjourned, Liray's excitement only grew. She had been on many such missions before, but there was something about the Terrans that intrigued her deeply. Their signals had hinted at a complex, vibrant culture, and she was eager to see it firsthand. After the session, she hurried back to her quarters, her steps light and quick, driven by anticipation. She packed her essentials with practiced efficiency and made her way to the launch bay, where the starship awaited. Alien and Threx were already there, their presence calming and reassuring. The starship, sleek and shimmering with energy shields, departed from the Eldar capital and slipped into the transwarp conduit, emerging near Novus Terra moments later. They positioned themselves at a respectful distance from the planet, ensuring they didn't appear threatening. It wasn't long before a Terran vessel approached, signaling for communication. Liray activated the transmission, her pulse quickening as the image of a Terran appeared on the screen. The being had a humanoid form, with a tan complexion and curious green eyes. "This is Commander Rena of the Novus Terra fleet. You are in our planetary orbit. State your purpose," the Terran said, her tone firm but polite. Liray took a steadying breath, relieved as the bio-veil translated her words flawlessly. "Commander Rena, we come in peace. I am Liaison Liray of the Interstellar Accord, and with me are liaisons Alien and Threx. We represent a union of advanced civilizations and wish to initiate contact, exchange knowledge, and extend an invitation for your people to join our accord." Commander Rena blinked, visibly processing the unexpected encounter. After a brief pause, she replied, "Please hold while I confer with my command." The screen went dark as the audio cut off, leaving the three liaisons to wait in anticipatory silence. Liray exchanged a glance with Alien, whose energy field pulsed with a steady rhythm, a sign of calm. Threx, on the other hand, remained stoic, his massive form a pillar of strength and patience. When the screen flickered back to life, Rena's demeanor had shifted slightly, her eyes reflecting a mix of curiosity and excitement. "The Terran Council has authorized me to invite you to a capital for further discussions. Please follow our ship to a designated landing site." Liray's heart soared with relief and anticipation. "Thank you, Commander Rena. We have prepared translation devices for your delegation to ensure smooth communication," she said, her voice imbued with sincerity. As their starship followed the Terran vessel through the planet's atmosphere, Liray marveled at the vibrant hues and dynamic landscapes of Novus Terra. The descent was turbulent, but as they broke through the clouds, the capital city of Solara came into view. It was a breathtaking sight, towering spires of gleaming metal and glass, interconnected by intricate networks of bridges and walkways. The structure seemed to pulse with life, illuminated by soft, ambient light that changed hue depending on the time of day. The Terran vessel guided them to a large, open landing pad surrounded by lush, green foliage and vibrant flowers that swayed gently in the breeze. The air was thick with the scent of blooming flora, and as Liray stepped out of the ship, she was struck by the richness of the atmosphere. It was heavy with oxygen, but there was something more, an intangible quality that seemed to heighten her senses. Alien floated beside her, their energy field resonating with a harmonic hum, while Threx moved with deliberate grace, his armored form glinting in the sunlight. Liray's senses tingled with an unfamiliar but not unpleasant sensation, as though the very air was alive with potential. The Terran delegation awaited them at the edge of the landing pad, with Commander Rena at the forefront. Beside her stood several other officials, each wearing expressions of cautious optimism. After the initial introductions, Liray noticed a Terran without a translation device. She inquired politely, "Is there a reason this individual does not have a translator?" "We have extras if needed," Commander Rena smiled, her expression one of quiet pride. "This is Scholar Velis. She chose to experience your speech directly, to better understand your culture from an unfiltered perspective." Liray was impressed by this gesture of respect and curiosity. It was rare for newly encountered species to attempt direct communication without relying on translation technology. Alien, ever attuned to nuances of intent, floated forward and emitted a series of melodious tones, an ancient Loomis greeting that resonated with their appreciation. "Your commitment to understanding us is deeply valued," Scholar Velis Alien's voice translated, capturing the warmth of the gesture. The Terrans responded with a gracious nod, clearly pleased with the exchange. The ensuing tour of Solara was nothing short of extraordinary. The city was a marvel of architectural innovation, with buildings that seemed to shift and adapt to the environment and the needs of their inhabitants. Liray found herself constantly captivated by the interplay of light and structure, the way the city seemed to breathe and evolve with each passing moment. They were shown a variety of locations, from research labs to cultural centers, each one more fascinating than the last. The highlight of the tour was the Terran Biodome, a vast enclosure housing a diverse array of species from Novus Terra's various ecosystems. Liray was particularly taken by the way the Terrans had recreated these environments with meticulous detail, ensuring the survival of even the most fragile species. Alien floated through the biodome, their energy field shimmering with fascination, while Threx studied the various creatures with a critical but appreciative eye. The Terran biodome was a marvel of biodiversity, housing species both large and small, each adapted to their unique microenvironments. As they passed through the vibrant flora and fauna, Liray was struck by the Terrans' deep commitment to preserving their planet's natural heritage. The liaisons were particularly captivated by the Novan Dreamers' delicate, ethereal creatures that floated through the air, trailing tendrils of bioluminescent light. These beings, it was explained, played a crucial role in the pollination of many native plants, and their beauty was only surpassed by their ecological importance. Aliens' energy field pulsed with admiration as they observed the Dreamers' graceful dance through the air, their tones ringing softly in appreciation. Threx, ever the practical one, was intrigued by the Terrans' innovative approach to conservation, noting how they had integrated technology with nature to create a harmonious balance. The Terran scientists who accompanied them were eager to share their knowledge, and the exchange of ideas flowed naturally between the two groups. As the tour continued, the liaisons were led to the Solara archives, a vast repository of Terran knowledge and culture. Unlike the data-driven repositories of the Accord, the Solara archives were filled with physical books and manuscripts, each one a testament to the Terrans' long history and rich cultural heritage. Liray was amazed by the sheer volume of information stored here, and even more so by the fact that much of it was still in its original, tangible form. Alien, who had been scanning the shelves with great interest, finally spoke, their tones filled with reverence. "This is a treasure trove of knowledge, preserved in a way that honors both the past and the present Threx, who had been examining a series of ancient scrolls, nodded in agreement. Your dedication to preserving your history is commendable," he rumbled, his voice echoing in the high-ceilinged chamber. The Terrans responded with humble pride, clearly pleased that their efforts were being recognized and appreciated by these advanced beings from another world. The Solara archives held not only historical records but also a vast collection of fictional work stories crafted by Terrans to explore the realms of imagination. Liray was intrigued by this concept, as fiction was not a common practice among the Accord species, who typically focused on the pursuit of knowledge and the documentation of reality. "What is the purpose of these fictional stories?" Liray asked, genuinely curious. Scholar Velis, who had been quietly observing their reactions, stepped forward to explain. "Fiction allows us to explore possibilities beyond our current understanding, to imagine worlds and scenarios that do not exist but could inspire innovation, empathy, and creativity. It is a way to reflect on our reality and expand our horizons." The liaisons listened intently, their minds grappling with the idea of creating something purely from imagination. It was a concept that both fascinated and perplexed them, as their own cultures valued the tangible and the known above all else. As Liray contemplated the implications of this new perspective, she began to feel a strange sensation in her mind, a flicker of images and ideas that seemed to come from nowhere. She realized with a start that she was beginning to imagine things, a feat she had never experienced before. Could it be the result of the Terran atmosphere, so rich and vibrant with life and possibility? She closed her eyes and let her mind wander, and soon she was envisioning fantastical creatures and landscapes, things she had never seen or even considered before. It was a thrilling, almost overwhelming experience, and she quickly called out to Alien and Threx. "Close your eyes and let your mind drift. See what comes to you," she urged them, her voice tinged with excitement. They did as she suggested, and soon Alien's energy field was pulsing with new, vibrant colors, while Threx stood still, his armored form resonating with a deep, harmonious hum. The three liaisons stood in stunned silence as they realized what had just happened. They had tapped into a creative force they had never known existed within them. The experience was both exhilarating and humbling. and it left them with a deep sense of connection to the Terrans and their unique world. As they slowly returned to the present moment, Liray felt a profound respect for the Terran culture and the incredible gift they had shared. "We must bring this experience back to the Accord," she said, her voice filled with conviction. "This could change everything we know about creativity and the potential of the mind." Elian and Threx nodded in agreement, their own minds still buzzing with the remnants of the visions they had seen. They decided to propose bringing a sample of the Terran atmosphere back to the Accord, along with a delegation of Terran representatives, to present their findings and make the case for their inclusion in the Interstellar Accord. Upon returning to the Accord, the liaisons presented their findings to the Council, accompanied by the Terran delegation. The atmosphere sample was carefully released into a controlled chamber, and the Council members were invited to experience it for themselves. One by one, they entered the chamber, and each emerged with expressions of awe and wonder, their minds open to new possibilities. The experience was so profound that even the most skeptical members of the Council were convinced of the Terran's value to the Accord. The final vote was unanimous. Novus Terra was welcomed into the Interstellar Accord as a full member, and the Terrans were given a place of honor among the other species. Their unique ability to inspire creativity and imagination was recognized as a gift that could benefit the entire galaxy. Liray, Alien, and Threx were celebrated for their successful mission, but they knew that the true credit belonged to the Terrans, whose culture and creativity had opened a new chapter in the history of the Accord. In the years that followed, Novus Terra became a hub of creativity and innovation, attracting beings from across the galaxy who sought to experience the Terran atmosphere and unlock their own creative potential. The Terrans, now full members of the Interstellar Accord, shared their knowledge and culture freely, eager to learn from others and contribute to the collective wisdom of the galaxy. The impact of their unique gift was felt far and wide, as new ideas and inventions blossomed in every corner of the known universe. Liray, Alien, and Threx continued to serve as liaisons, but their roles had evolved. They were now ambassadors of creativity, spreading the Terran gift to other worlds and helping to foster a new era of collaboration and innovation. The story of their first contact with the Terrans became legend, a tale of discovery and wonder that would be told for generations to come, reminding all who heard it of the limitless potential that lay within the power of imagination. And so, the legacy of the Terrans lived on, their world a beacon of hope and inspiration for all who sought to explore the boundaries of their own minds. The Interstellar Accord flourished as never before, united by a shared appreciation for the creative spark that burned within each of its member species. As the galaxy continued to grow and evolve, the lessons learned from the Terrans would guide its inhabitants toward a future where imagination and innovation knew no bounds. And at the heart of it all was the simple, yet profound truth that had been revealed on that fateful day. Sometimes, the greatest discoveries are not of distant stars or new technologies, but of the limitless potential that lies within each of us, waiting to be unlocked by the power of creativity and the courage to dream. If you enjoyed this story and want to support us, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel. For every comment that says we will heart every single one of them. Thank you for your time.